To look after my mum and that. So I love my mum. Do you know what I mean? She comes first, and like we struggled. We lost the house. We was in and out of refuges. My dad fell down. I love my dad dearly, do you know what I mean? But he fell down that trap. Drinking drugs, and like we ended up in hostels and refuges, man. Me and my mum, do you know what I mean? So we were stuck. So I was going out, doing what I could to make a few quid. So I won the British national title, NABCs. Then I won the ABAs junior. Then I won the senior ABAs, the most prestige title. I'm like, yes, so now in England. Let's go to England. Got an England team, undefeated for England. I think I had like 10 fights for them, 10 wins. And then become England captain, and then got my trials for the Olympic team GB. And then got on there. It's just, I'm always looking at the end goal. Do you know what I mean? I'm just looking at the end goal, that's what drives me, man. Do you know what I mean? And just sort of chip away, man. Do you know what I mean? Just chip away, end goal, just show up every day. Mate, I want to be fighting for a title by the end of the year anyway, and be fast track. But my town, Luton, just give this back to me, man. I'm a normal kid, and it doesn't matter if I'm a multi-millionaire and whatnot, man. I'll never forget where I'm from.
Welcome back to KRN TV. Today, delighted to be in Hatton Gardens with one of British boxing's hottest prospects, Jordan the Wanderer Reynolds. Jordan, how are you doing, pal?
All good, mate. Thanks for coming down.
Much appreciate the opportunity, mate.
All good.
So before we start, I'd like to say a shout out to Alfie Best. Today obviously we're at Best Kettle, so thanks to Alfie for letting us use the place. If you haven't seen Alfie's interview on the channel previously, go check it out. Great interview. And so let's get into it, Jordan. So before we talk about sort of what you're up to at the moment, obviously just turned pro last year.
Yeah.
Want to go back and sort of talk about how you got into boxing, what sort of age, who got you into boxing?
Yeah, Sam. Boxing's always been around my family. I would say I've been come from a fighting family. Dad, 5 brothers, all done long jail sentences. So they've always instilled, if you get hit them back, don't grass. And you kind of got to be know how to fight a little bit when you're in a state, otherwise you're going to be an easy target, do you know what I mean? So it's always been around me, and I've always seen boxing just around in general life, mate.
So some of your brothers older who sort of got into it before you then? Or?
No, I've got a brother, it's my dad's brothers. They've all, do you know what, I'll be honest, they're all extreme athletes. Like, my dad's just been a professional footballer, he fell into drinking drugs. My uncle was British champion weightlifter. He fell into to drink, and my other brothers were all athletes, you know what I mean? But they never really excelled. They just got to a certain level and then got distracted from the estate life and then fell down that hole. And I literally just witnessed all this growing up, and I found boxing through being I was into a lot of trouble, mate, and I was sent to a gym to keep my head down, and being in a gym, I just felt the love for it, mate. I felt like someone just complimented. It was Graham Mel. He come down, he done a bit of pads with me, and he was going, beautiful, he was doing the pads and that. And I thought, at first I was thinking, mate, it's a bit weird, mate, because I never really, growing up as a kid, I never had this love. I never had like a loving, like, I had a strange home life, man. It was a hard home life, do you know what I mean? There's no love and things. It was quite, a lot of trauma growing up, mate, do you know what I mean? So he was showing me all this love, beautiful love, and I thought it was a bit strange, man, but like, I think I always craved that growing up, especially in school and things like that. And I just took a real liking to it, man. And then I ended up getting kicked out of school and whatnot. And he said, come work at my gym. And I think he knew what I was doing outside of school. He said, come work in at 10 in the morning till 10 at night. It was a big decision, man. But from taking that choice, is dictated my future, bro. Like it set me free. Really changed my life.
And so what age was it that you first went into the gym then? And
15.
15.
Well, I actually went into a boxing gym when I was about 12, alright? And I thought, what am I doing? It was a local boxing gym in my estate. I thought everyone's running around. So I was just like in and out, I'd do it for the crack with the lads. But then, yeah, mainly 15 years old, mate. It was a bit late, do you know what I mean? But I peaked out quick. I was there 10 in the morning to 10 at night. I was doing people's on the pads. And I was just putting the shift in because I knew like people were ahead. So I was like, I need to kind of catch up. And I done well, man. I done well. Like my first season of boxing, I had 2 fights. Then it ended me in the biggest championships in the ABAs, and I went to the national finals. I boxed 7 or 8 times, and I became number 2 in the country. And I thought, mate, like that's alright. Do you know what I mean? That was Stevenage. That's actually how Alfie got to know me because I actually boxed his cousin, Matthew Roberts. So he was like the first southpaw I ever boxed. I didn't even know what southpaw was, man. It was a new. I didn't even know about boxing, man. It was just like a street fight. And then when I was watching all these lads box to the final, it was all West Ham, Repton. They had 6 or 7 lads in the final. And I thought, wow, that's where I need to go. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, so I said to him, I was only young. So Mum wanted to go to West Ham. She said, you can't go to West Ham. It's dangerous. We've got no money. All this stuff. I said, no. I want to do this because I was doing silly stuff at home. Listen, I had to make a few quid here and there. Do you know what I mean? To look after my mum and that. Do you know, I love my mum. Do you know what I mean? She comes first, and like we struggled. We lost the house. We was in and out of refuges. My dad fell down. I love my dad dearly. Do you know what I mean? But he fell down a trap. He drinking drugs and. Like we ended up in hostels and refuges, man. Me and my mum, do you know what I mean? So it was like we were stuck. So I was going out, doing what I could to make a few quid. Never harming anyone, but just try to do the best for us. Do you know what I mean? Little things like even like going to back at Tesco's or saying and taking the food which would expire in 3 or 4 days, things like that. Do you know what I mean? So I always had this hustle mentality, and I've always kept that, man. I always knew how to make a few quid here and there.
Yeah.
So that always helped me, but. My mum said, look, I'm getting in trouble. I was bringing the police to the door and that. I said, Mum, listen, this is my way out. Like, I'm a bit passionate about it. I want to do it. Like, I want to change my life. Because all my family and that, I love my estate. There's nothing wrong about being in the council estate, living there, but they've never come out of the council estate. They've never explored. They've just been there. So their mind's shut. So she sold all her jewellery, and I sold my clothes, my PlayStation, and whatnot, just to make a few quid. For like a month's train fare. Because trains are expensive, man. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, so we had enough money. I was like, all right, let's go there. Went down there. They took a liking to me. I remember going down there, West Ham, spitting sawdust, black and white, pictures, claret and blue, Mickey May, legend of the game, made over 120 national champions, Nigel Benn, Kevin Mitchell, Terry Spinks, Olympic gold medalist. I was like, I know I'm in a proper gym. I remember I was there on a Saturday, and I thought I was fit. Because that's all kind of what made me fight, was just fit, strong in the game. And I went down there and like, mate, I was just like, I was training with the kids as well. Like, I remember just like going home, getting a train home. I had to miss my training. I was just sitting there. I was just wiped out. I thought, right, this is a proper gym. And I ended up getting a job. In St Pancras, working there, so that would pay for my train fares, and then going to West Ham after. So I was just like literally just living boxing. Do you know what I mean? And then. Then a family, they said to me, they saw me looking a bit bummy. I'm a 16-year-old lad, 17-year-old lad, going to West Ham by myself. I think they must have seen that things weren't right and whatnot. And I was staying there till late, man. I was always like, the session would start at 5 o'clock, and I would do them sessions. Then I wouldn't like stop till like 10 p.m. because I'd do all the sessions, junior, senior, youth, whatever. So the family said, they got to know me and things like that. They said, we've got, if you ever want to live near us, you can. We've got a spare house, spare room, whatever. So I was like, alright. I was like, alright. I was just thinking like a bit strange, but she was lovely. So then things were happening at home, man. I saw a lot of abusive stuff, and I was just like, one thing after another, man. I just thought like I need to get out, and my sister ended up moving out. So I was just alone, man. I was just a lone kid. Do you know what I mean? Very insecure, full of hate. Mate, walking around, I used to hate my dad, man. Do you know what I mean? I was walking around with a knife now. If I see my dad, used to say about him, done some bad things. Do you know what I mean? It's all just through family stuff. Like I said, especially my family. Like it's like my mum's kids, the Dumpletons. Yeah, they would be like influencing me, saying silly stuff. You never be anything. You just be like your dad. All this, do you know what I mean? Just trying to dictate my future, man. So it was like, I'm out of it. Do you know what I mean? I thought I'm out of here. Went over there, viewed. It was in Essex, big house, sunny day. I thought, mate, I said, this is nothing I want from. I could leave my car doors open. Do you know what I mean? Like it was lovely. So yeah, I just stayed there, and mate, just that choice there just kept me out of trouble, man. Do you know what I mean?
That's an incredible story. Like it's obviously a lot of people have sort of pushy and supportive families that allow them to obviously get to the top sport level, and they get into it from a really early age. But to do it just walk into the gym at 15 and then sort of take to it so naturally is fair play to yourself, and to have the determination to sort of take yourself away from the streets
Yeah,
all the trouble in the estate.
it was every choice, man. I feel like I'm supposed to be doing what I'm doing, and I'm supposed to be here. Like every time I was supposed to go back, trying to do a few things, make a few quid the other way. I would always get like a kick in the teeth. Like I stayed there the first 6 months of staying there. The lads were ringing me saying, "I'll come back, come see us." But I was like, I was kind of missing home. Do you know what I mean? I was missing the lads. So I thought, so I was like, alright, go on then. I go to the little house party. The only thing that was putting me off was I had training in the morning and I was working nights just to make a few quid. And so I said, nah, do you know what? I said, I'm not gonna. I said, I'm gonna leave this one. But I get a phone call 5 in the morning. My best mate gets shot in the back. So I was like, poor mate, I was lucky, man. But then a month later, when I did go home with my sister, I went to see my sister. I got a tattoo priced up. I was with my sister walking. We walked past these lads. I bumped into one. Just I was with my sister. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, I don't want no trouble, man. Like, he's just going on mad. Going, "Oh, you're mad. You're mad. You're mad." So he's come up and he's tried to hit me, but I've laid into him. And then I looked at the other fella, and he just pulled out a blade. And he was just trying to chase me, and I'm like, chase me in the back of town. And it's like every time I've gone back to like, I just feel like it's always been a blessing. Like I'm on the right track. No matter what setbacks happen or things happen to me, it's always led me in the right direction. So I was just kind of like, I just trust the process, man, and trying to just make positives out of every.
Yeah, of course. You look like you're definitely making the right choices. Like I said, there's nothing. There's not many happy endings in the streets and that street life. I've seen it myself, unfortunately. Obviously, I've interviewed 100 people who have all gone down the wrong road, and
it's easy, man. I'm an extremist. Like, listen, boxing's my way out. Like, even I could hate it, man. Like it's hard. It's a poor man's sport. It really is. Like I was saying to the lads, it's harder. Boxing's harder if you've got a few quid. It's harder for them because they don't need to do it. They don't need to get punched in the head. They don't have to wake up early in the morning and go for these mad setbacks and these injuries and these niggles and invest in for me, it's kind of like, mate, I have to. Do you know what I mean? Even if I hate it, I'll do it anyway. I'll do it like I love it. If not, then it's like you said, it's the streets where you can flip a box here and there, and that's easy. That's what we know. That's what we know. We make money that easy. But I'm trying to go legit. I want to look after my dad. Do you know what I mean? Like all the stuff we went through, and that's why I love boxing so much, man. It got rid of that hate and just made me just want to love. I ended up forgiving my dad, and we worked things out, and we built a relationship. And like, man, I've even helped him, man. He was the first time he rang me a few months ago, saying that he was crying, mate. It's nothing worse than hearing your man crying. Like, I don't want anything to happen to him. I think to myself, I should have been there. Do you know what I mean? Like regret. So I was like, he was saying like he didn't want to be here. He was crying. So I'm sick of this. I'm like, man, I take, mate, like from my sister, my mum, my dad, my whole family, mate. I'm like the man of the house early, man. So I have to take all this responsibility from young man. So I was like, mate, I was like, right. I said, listen, Dad, this is good. I said, this is the first time in 10, 15 years you've admitted you've got a problem. I said, all right, let's get this. And I was like, I need to try to work out. So I remember I booked a hotel for 3 weeks, yeah. And in my head I was like, right, I want to just give him a hotel and lock him in a hotel and just be with him for 3 weeks and dry him out. So I had that all booked and that, arranged it. Then I rang Louise, who's like, I'm like an ambassador for a charity, for some she's a doctor. So I wanted to, see recommendations and whatnot, what I should do. She's like, no, don't do that. She's like, you can kill him. He'd have a fit and whatnot. So I was like, oh mate. So I didn't know what to do, but so I just tried to use social media, Facebook, because Facebook and social media is like a drug. Do you know what I mean? Like people get, like happy when they get likes and comments and that. So I started putting a few things on my dad's Facebook and that, and to show that people cared about him. And so I set him up on the gym. He started going to the gym. Everyone's going, yeah, like it was like, mate, it's mad. But now, mate, he's like, I had breakfast with him the other day. Mate, it's flying. It's flying, he's flying. He's back there. He gave me 1,500 quid to put aside because he wants to come to my wedding in Mexico. Mate, I'm thinking, mate, so it's good to have my dad back like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, what he's done in the past, my mum thinks that it's never right. Do you know what I mean? You don't do that stuff. But it's great to have my dad there, where I can build a relationship, change things with my mum, do anything for mum. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? So. Yeah, it's been mad.
Fantastic.
It's been mad. Like, I could go deep. And it's just all
You
mad.
sound like you're sort of old beyond your years and that. We've had to sort of mature really quickly. And it's
Early,
obviously probably done you a world of good, and hopefully that should keep you on track, you know, for all the difficulties that you might encounter throughout, obviously, your boxing career that's due to come up. So talk to me about how long you stayed amateur then, and so obviously you achieved, obviously got the ABA final really quickly. How long do you stay? How many years you stay amateur?
I just thought, because so obviously I started a pro gym, so I always knew boxing was a business. So I thought, right, I'm going to stay amateur, I'm going to learn my apprenticeship, and do everything that people told me I couldn't do. Was, you know, I think I stayed there for 10 years. Yeah, 10 years I've done the amateurs. I thought, right, let's win a national title. So I won the British national title in ABCs. Then I won the ABAs junior. Then I won the senior ABAs, the most prestige title. Yes, so now in England. Let's go to England. We've got an England team, undefeated for England. I think I had like 10 fights for them, 10 wins. And then become England captain, and then got my trials for the Olympic team GB, and then got on there. There's always been setbacks. Like I ruptured my tendon just a week before my last trial, so I had to get surgery, and then there's always something. Do you know what I mean? But I had over 100 amateur fights, 112 fights, 98 wins or something like that. It's where to tick off, mate. You know, box abroad.
Yep.
Box the best in the world.
That's an incredible amateur record you've got.
Yeah, it was right. Yeah, we done well, man. For like lads when we started 7 years old. Do you know what I mean? But my biggest downfall now, it was like I've kept that mindset of need to keep working hard, keep grafting, keep learning. But I'm there, so I'm getting these little niggles and things like that.
Well, you need to always keep that underdog mentality in every sport, and always keep learning when you're the champion and stuff like this.
But I've got to know that less is more sometimes.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you know what I mean?
Because you can't overtrain.
Yeah, that's it. I've got a lot of miles on the clock, man. Do you know what I mean? So I just got to chill and enjoy it as well. Like I'm a lunatic, man. I'll have to be like on it. Do you know what I mean?
And so you ended up turning pro at 25. It was
26.
26. You turned
25,
pro.
Yeah, just 26.
And so what made you decide to turn pro at that point? What made you realise you'd achieved so much in the amateurs?
Yeah, I'd done all that. I thought, you know, I'm ready. I've always had a pro style, but it was the Olympics really. Like it was just I didn't really like how it was all working out. But then again, it all happened for a reason, and it worked out better for me anyway. Like I was doing the Olympic trials. I was going for the Olympics. Won my last year as an amateur. Won everything, man. Won all gold, the best in British. Went to, and this is with an injury. I had a slip disc, I had sciatica for a whole year, man. Like, mate, so I was like, I said, I have to hold my spot. Do you know what I mean? And if you watch my fights, I'm always standing up in the corner and things like that. I couldn't even sit down. I had to sell my. People don't see it. I had to sell my car. I used to get a train to Sheffield, every week, right? We weren't driving now. I was getting a train. I was standing up for fucking 2.5 hours. I couldn't sit down. People weren't seeing that, man. And they were giving me medication. I was getting side effects. It was mad, but I grinded it out, and I had won I won a gold in Norway, gold in Finland. I smashed it, man. And then the last tournament was Belarus. I knew if I won the gold, you know, 5 fights in a week, you know, Belarus, Russia, Turkey, all these lads, I would go to the first qualifier. So I was like, mate, and I won a gold, man. Like I couldn't, I'd done it. Do you know what I mean? And then things happened and whatnot. Then I found out that they weren't even going to use me. They wanted to try and test someone for the GB who's a weight above to get down to my weight. So they hadn't even proved. So I was a bit bitter. I was a bit like, all right. But in my head I thought, I'll get there anyway. I'll overtake him. But then they end up sending. He couldn't make the weight. Then they sent the lad who I beat in the best of British anyway. So I was just like, mate. So I thought, do you know what? I want to turn pro. Then COVID came anyway. So then it's just like, all right, let's chip away and do whatever, mate.
Yeah, of course. I'm sure a lot of people sort of turned over during that COVID time when all the amateur boxing stopped. And like I said, you'd achieved so much anyway. There's no reason for you to turn, not to turn pro. Yeah. There's obviously a lot of politics, it seems like, in the amateurs as well. Like
just in boxing in general, mate. It's a business, and sometimes your face might have to fit or whatnot. But you know, everyone's on a different path, and everything happens for a reason. Do you know what I mean? I can't really sit and dwell about it.
Yeah.
I've literally done my best, mate, and I hated it up there, to be honest. But I turned up every day. And I had a severe injury, man. It was ruining my head, mate. Honestly, but yeah.
Okay, so you ended up turning pro last year then.
Yeah.
And so obviously you're free now at the moment. But how would you assess sort of the first year in the pro ranks? How you took to it?
Good, mate. Like I ended up So like literally, I've always thought the hard road is the mad road. Like I always thought that's the right road. Like, I thought I'll move to Ireland, stay away from distractions. Do you know what I mean? Stay away. So I was over there for a year, and it was like made the lockdown come, and it was strict there.
So why Ireland then, and who was that training with?
That was with Katie Taylor's dad,
Yeah.
and I just thought like it's just I
Did you have a relationship with him prior to?
yeah,
like,
I was
working in
chatting to him.
amateurs?
I see him in the amateurs and think I thought, mate, he's an unreal coach. Do you know what I mean? But like, I think where like I hadn't lived at home since I was 16. Like, I've been kind of like fostered and moving around houses and up and down the country, meeting different people, living in different places, and like I just thought like I need to just stay away from home. But really, man, it's fine. Like I'm fine. Like home is home. Like, it's fine to be there, but you learn that anyway. Listen, you live and you learn. But yeah, I stayed there for a year and made my debut with Pete. But I just thought it wasn't really right for me. Like just like I couldn't get home and I was missing my nephew and obviously I was with my missus and that. Like, I wasn't really seeing anyone. I just thought right. I was there for a year and I thought right, made my debut as a thank you to Pete. So I didn't want to go leaving. Put all that hard work into me. So then yeah, come home and then went to South London. Moved to South London and then with Al Smith iBox Gym and had another 2 fights and yeah, we're flying, mate. We're chipping away. Do you know what I mean? 3-0. Could have been 4-0, but then obviously I had this injury. Do you know what I mean? Another little thing.
Of course, it sounded like you're used to them after everything you went through the amateurs.
Mate,
How serious is the injury?
Yeah, it's bad, man. Like obviously I had my so before I went to the Olympic team, I had my bicep tendon rupture, right? Then I had surgery. Then they said they couldn't find my tendon, so I had to go private, which is £8 grand, mate. Which mate, I don't come from money, right? It's just a few quid. Then I obviously had a whole year of sciatica. Then I turned pro. Then when I turned pro, they said I had some medical issues with the brain scans and whatnot, a bit of a scare. So that pushed my debut even longer.
Yeah.
So I was like, mate, like pushed it back another 6 months. And then I had that, and then I done then last year, right? It was like November. I was supposed to fight. Done a 10-week camp. Get to the weigh-in. The fella didn't turn up. So I thought to myself, mate,
Crazy.
mate. So I thought, you know what? I want to go away. Yeah, I want to go away, get engaged, just go on holiday, go to Mexico, just no budget holiday, just fucking enjoy myself, right? So I'm a few quid down now, yeah. I'm a few quid down now. But over there, I was like, I had a phone call saying that you've got a big show, Eddie Hearn show, The Zone, February, big shows. And I was like, alright, sound. I smashed that. So come back, still training December, still training over there as well. Come back, done another 10-week camp. Week before, last spar, boom, ruptured my distal tendon. Had to get private surgery. That's another 12.
What tendon?
Distal, it's on the elbow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's another 12 grand down. Do you know what I mean? It's just like
12 grand.
12
You had
grand.
to operate with it.
Yeah, but do you know what I mean? It's just like
Have you had the operation?
yeah, I had it. Yeah. Like, I'm well ahead, man. Like
So the surgeon's happy about it when it
oh
went.
man, I took my cast off. Good, mate. It's good. Yeah, it's good.
Don't rush it.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna rush it. Yeah, but that's what I say. Like, I'll be ready in a couple of months, but I want to give myself to about August.
Yeah, so you must be itching to sort of get back in there. So it's obviously in 2021 you ended up having 3 fights.
Yeah.
So how hard is that after what you've been used to? You spoke about fighting 5 times in a week before.
Yeah.
And so how hard is it just to have 3 fights over a year?
It's
And to stay determined without like something to look towards.
it's just I'm always looking at the end goal. Do you know what I mean? I'm just looking at the end goal. That's what drives me, man. Do you know what I mean? And just sort of chip away, man. Do you know what I mean? Just chip away, end goal. Just show up every day.
Okay, and so what is the end goal then for you?
To-
Is it
to-
talking
to-
financial freedom? We're
Yeah,
talking winning belts or both?
it's to be free, bro. It's to be free. I come from nothing, man. It's to be free. It's to look after my family and just live a good life. Don't get me wrong, mate. I want to be world champion and whatnot, but belts they just get dusty, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no point me being a 3 or 4 time world champion and spunk my money and then do all this sacrificing, yeah, all these setbacks I've gone through, and then what? Go back to work?
Yep.
Go back labouring or something? I'm not doing that, man. So it's being smart.
Yep.
And this time here now, man, like it's giving me time to actually work on things. You know, open a little promotion up. I want to open up a gym,
Good.
a little business with my missus. Like I'm just trying to just crack on, make a few quid here and there, man. You have to.
And so you've begun your pro career at super welter, is that correct?
Middleweight.
Middleweight you're on now, yeah.
middleweight.
So I was going to say, it's a super welter boxer. You're obviously huge, you're like 6 foot.
Yeah.
And so what weight do you see yourself ideally? Where's going to be your
I think-
prime weight?
Well, so in the amateurs, I was boxing at 75 kilos, which is super middleweight.
Yeah.
And I was doing well, man. Like, if I would get beat, it'd be like by Olympians or world class lads. So I know I can handle my weight there. I'm fine in that way. But the pros, I thought you get day before weigh in and that. I thought a higher nutritionist. I said let's do super welterweight. So I'd done middleweight. I looked a bit fleshy. So I thought I can do super welterweight if I'm dedicated. Do that for a bit. If I feel like I need to move up, then I'll just move up.
Yeah.
I'm well confident in the super welterweight, especially in the top 10. Mate, I want to be fighting for a title by the end of the year anyway, and be fast track. So
yeah, of course, with all your sort of pedigree as amateurs, no reason for you to have loads of fights against journeymen.
yeah, 15-0, 15 fights, 15-0, 10 knockouts. They fight someone half decent, mate. They end up getting chinned.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people, where they get sort of taken too slowly, people who are elite amateurs, they're fighting against people they wouldn't even be in the ring with as amateurs. So you end up slightly going backwards.
Yeah, I understand. And they lose that that focus and that drive. And you see it, you get lads, they end up thinking they're a bit better than they are and things like that, mate. I think, mate, it's just, we're all in the game to tip away, mate. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's mad.
And so, talking about titles this year, what are you sort of looking at? Southern area, or maybe potentially an English title by the end of the year?
Whatever way MTK Global wanna guide me, obviously they advise me. They're good people, man.
So who did you say is advising you?
MTK Global.
Yeah, so you've got a big team behind you then straight away. So after all your amateur pedigree, you've got the chance to be on a sort of decent platform straight away.
Yeah.
And
strong
decent
management.
team behind you.
Yeah, strong management. Where I can go on all different platforms, Probellum, the DAZN, BT Sports, whatnot. But we'll sit down and speak. But if it's a southern area, I'll take a southern area. If it's English, if it's the international title, whatever.
Yeah.
I just want to crack on, man.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So when can people hope to see you back in the ring then? When are you hoping to fight?
I say August, September. Obviously looking for 4-0. Whether that's just a little small hall show or whatnot, and then a big show. But I'm looking just.
Well, it would have been nearly a year out of the ring by then, so maybe a warm-up one before getting chucked in deep.
Yeah, could do. Yeah. Well, we're ready, man. I'm always fit. Do you know what I mean? I'm still fresh, man. Do you know what I mean? I just wanna. But yeah, I'll say August, September, man.
And so when are you hoping to get back in the gym then?
I'm already in the gym.
What, you were punching and stuff?
Yeah, no, I'm doing little movements and whatnot. Nothing too mad, but I'm in the gym. I'm training. But mate, after a week of my surgery, I was doing the tablets, the codeine, and morphine and whatnot. Mate, I was like,
there's no point going in the gym if you're on morphine.
Yeah, no good, mate. Ain't no good thing, mate. They get depressed with that stuff, man.
Yeah. So
literally, I took because I was supposed to be. They want me to take it for 3 weeks. So I thought, now I'm gonna get off that, and then after the week, and then I took the cast off. I saw the doctor. I want the cast off, and I was sound. And then I've just been running, and I feel fit. The weight's good. Do you know what I mean? So, but I'm down the boxing gym next week. Just work on the one hand, just work on things. But I'm just gonna do boxing maybe once or twice a week, and then a bit of cardio here, and just stay fit and healthy. Do you know what I mean? Work on other things. It's a big old world out there. It's a big life. Do you know what I mean? It's like.
You look like you've got the right sort of mindset. Like you say, obviously during these injuries and stuff like this, which are fully expected in contact sport, they're going to happen, aren't they, all the time? So you're sort of looking at other options, looking at businesses, looking at stuff after boxing or during boxing on the side.
100%.
Obviously, invest your money correctly, then you shouldn't have to go work on someone. Instead, you get people working for you.
Yeah, exactly that. I'm just opening up a Jordan Reynolds Boxing Academy, so obviously for the kids.
Nice. Where's that?
That's in Luton, just outside Luton Barton. Right?
Okay. Is that open now? Is it? Or?
Yeah, it's open now. We're going to be. So normally it's quite independently, so we go to schools and help the kids who suffer or whatnot.
That's really good to be doing.
Yeah, you have to, mate. Listen, I know what it's like to have nothing, man. Do you know what I mean? So if you give these kids hope that it is possible, I'm not the most talented, but I work hard, I show up every day, get out of the system.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about, man. I just want to get out of the system, and it's just mad, isn't it?
No, it's really good. And so you've got a really good following as well from early in your career, which is sort of imperative, isn't it? It's so important in boxing to obviously have amateur pedigree, a good following, you can sell a few tickets, and hopefully that should help your career. Like, how have you built up this following? Is that from the estate? Is that all your friends?
Yeah, I think it's just so is. I get on with everyone. I try and get on with everyone. Do you know what I mean? Where I've lived here and there and everywhere, I've just mingled with everyone, met real good people, man. Literally, I know everyone. I know a lot of lads. Do you know what I mean? So but my town, Luton, just back me, man. I'm a normal kid, and it doesn't matter if I'm multi-millionaire and whatnot, man. I'll never forget where I'm from, and I always help my people. Do you know what I mean? I always go out my way just to do things for free, man. Do you know what I mean? Every week, do you know what I mean? So I think people would take a liking to that, and random people would support me just think he's a normal kid. Trying to look after his mum, his dad, or his family, and just trying to chip away. Do you know what I mean? We're all just trying to get it. Do you know what I mean?
And so whereabouts are you based at the moment then? You're not back in Luton then, you're training in South London, so whereabouts
are you? This is South London Stratton, but we're moving, me and the Mrs. House moving, we're looking for, so we're going to jump on the property ladder. So we're looking for like a little village called Harlington. So we're looking for that for like April. So, but I'm on it, mate. I'm proper, I'm grinding every day, man.
Yeah.
So literally trying to pick up a few quid everywhere, and just want to make sure I'm secure. That's what scares me the most, man. Do you know what I mean? I just want to be secure. Do you know what I mean? And like these little setbacks, the fighting that, it did knock me back because I had so many plans. You know, especially with my mum. She's working. We've got her working. I had to bring her work up, man. Like she's an old woman. She's 60, yeah, and she's working in a warehouse in the cold for a hospice. Yeah, the hospice is supposed to be helping people, kids and whatnot, helping workers. Do you know what I mean? So I hate it. I just want to look after, like, I don't know. So, yeah.
You sound like I said, you've got a real wise head on your shoulders. You look like you've got everything going for you in terms of the pedigree. Did really well after working so hard with the amateurs so long. You've got a great team behind you going into the pros, and you're thinking about options outside boxing at the same time while it's going on. I think you need sort of distractions there for when these sort of times when injuries do come. Like maybe in a couple of years' time, if you've got a little business on the side, it won't be such depression you might go.
Just take pressure off your shoulders. You know you've achieved that. You know you've got that in the background working. It's like passive income, man. Do you know what I mean? Because you can't you got to work hard, man. Do you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, right, you got to keep that, like I said, the underdog mentality. Because at the end of the day, no matter what happens, no one really cares.
Yeah.
No one cares. So we're just gonna have to keep working harder every day anyway. Because the injuries, no one cares.
Everyone's got so much stuff going on in their own life. It might be a conversation.
I'll go about this and we do this. It's like no one cares. Do you know what I mean? So just work harder, get over it, and that's why I'm a freak. Like trying to do things and help myself and be on by myself. I'm a lonely wolf, mate, and going to get it because no one cares, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So. Yeah.
Just keep that mentality, and I'm sure you're going to go a long way. And have you got a sort of message for your fans in that? Obviously, there was probably people who were hoping to see you last November fight, and
just Joe, a massive sorry for everyone because obviously I've been trying to do like a big the Wonder experience. So like they pay a couple quid, 20 quid, 30 quid, and they will do like Chicken George. You get a free drink, free beer, and it's Chicken George is award-winning chicken shop. It's unreal. You go there, that'd be the base. Then people get their travel there and back. But we've had that 2 or 3 times now, and it's cancelled. Do you know what I mean? So I do apologise to everyone. Do you know what I mean? But it's out of my hands, and just thanks for everyone's support. Do you know what I mean? I hope I make everyone proud, and yeah, we'll soon be back.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's part and parcel of boxing, isn't it? It's crazy. And talking about some sort of current topics in boxing at the moment. Obviously, a couple of weeks ago we saw the Taylor Catterall fight. How did you think that went? Obviously.
Yeah, well, I'll be honest with you, like. In my head, I thought Josh would be too big, too strong, may stop him later rounds. But I saw him at the weighing scales for that. I was on my own, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go with Catterall. Do you know what I mean? And it's not that Catterall's 10 times better fighting. I think it was just he got the game plan spot on the night, and he just showed up. And that's what boxing is. It's who shows up. That's what it comes down to. Who shows up on the night, and he showed up, and I thought he won. I gave Josh 3 or 4 rounds.
It's a real wide decision.
Yeah.
Especially at the knockdown.
No, it's a big corrupt. It's corrupt, man.
So you believe boxing is corrupt then?
Yeah. When you look at fights like that, then you have to say it's a big corrupt, and they need to go back. But they need to go back and analyse it and see what. But boxing, that needs to stop. Because if you've got kids, my nephew's at home watching that, he goes, I want to do that. I want to get into that, and they watch that, and they see that, and they go, well, I want to work all hard, all them weeks of hard work, and then that happens to me.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree.
Do you know what I mean? It puts people off.
I've got a little boy down the boxing club. We take him down there, we make all the sacrifices. Do you know what I mean? Keep going to the boxing club, then sees something get stolen away from someone. You think, let's get into a different sport. This is crazy.
Do you know what I mean? But that's just like, and that's not Josh Taylor's fault or nothing like that. It's just like whoever's watching that. Do you know what I mean? And Josh Taylor will move up, and he will be a world champion the next way. He's unreal. I remember I sparred him years ago. I didn't even know who he was at the time. Mate, I was like lightweight. Mate, I was thinking, mate, like, do you know what I mean? He's unbelievable. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, no, he's certainly been fast tracked. Obviously, hopefully you can sort of follow that same path.
That's it. Yeah.
So if everything goes correctly, How many fights do you think it'd be before you'd be fighting for a world title, or how many years down the line? A couple of years down the line?
Yeah. Listen, I'm just going to be fast, man. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, I can't say look next year I'm going to fight Canelo or something like that. It'll be realistic, but I'm just going to make sure I can do my best to put myself in the best situation for that outcome. Do you know what I mean? So just end of the year, maybe like British title, something like that next year or the year after. Mate, I'll just keep just do the best I can do, mate. Do you know what I mean? I let MTK deal with that. I'm just going to show up.
Yeah. So you mentioned your girlfriend a couple of times. Is she supportive of you in your
dreams? Yeah, she's legend, mate. Obviously, she's got engaged now.
So engaged, your fiance.
Yeah, engaged now. Yeah,
congratulations.
Mate. So I've got to grow up now. Do you know what I mean? So she's got a girl, mate. Listen, with she's back, mate. She's seen how hard the game is, man. Do you know what I mean? A hard game, like it's just mad. Do you know what I mean? But she's got her own businesses. She just flew out to Marrakesh this morning to work. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, you need with boxing. I've always said it. You either have one good woman behind you, where you work together and you look after each other, you build businesses, and you both have that mindset, or you have none, and you be a lad. Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it doesn't help if you've got sort of grounded home life keeping you on the straight and narrow, getting early nights. It's definitely going to help you, isn't it?
Man. Yeah, like listen, we all like to listen. I'm young, and we all like we're lads. Do you know what I mean? We all like to have a little party and fun there, but you do want to be influenced. Do you know what I mean? Like you need that little influence. Do you know what I mean? Where it's like a reminder. You were that tomorrow, or you're this tomorrow. Instead of like people going, no, come out. And you're spending more money out and things like that. And you get trained. It's, you know what I mean? So yeah, you need them. You need good people around you, mate.
Of course, and so like I said, I will say a big thank you for today, Jordan, and hopefully we can make it sort of a regular thing down the line, and we can sort of watch your progress over the next few years, and hopefully you achieve all your goals and everything you set out to in this sport. Do you want to give a shout out to anyone today, your girlfriend or your fiance or your team or trainer?
Just everyone back at me, man. There's so many people to thank. Do you know what I mean? There's people always back. Obviously, Alfie best kettles for letting us come down. Get help with that. Obviously, they've been loyal. They support me. Good sponsor of mine. These hard times here, you find out who's real and who's not. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. Go to my Instagram. Check out my sponsors.
Yes, that's another thing. So, what is your Instagram? Check the link will be below in the description, guys. Go check that out. If you tell us what it is.
Yeah, J Reynolds Boxing is my Instagram. Reynolds Boxing on Twitter. But if you just go there, obviously you see all my sponsors there anyway, my tops and that, and just show them love, and they're the people who are backing me. So, yeah.
Well, like I said, thank you very much for the opportunity today, Jordan, and wishing you best of luck going forward. I'm sure you're going to achieve a lot in the sport.
Yeah, we have to.